Greetings, everyone, and welcome to episode 32 of my Bloodborne Effective Run. First, let's talk to Valtir.
Very good. You've crushed some vermin. I'm the master of the League, I can see it in your eyes. I'm pleased. This makes you a true fellow of the League. A confederate. Now, take this stuff, a symbol of our oath, of our blood-drenched fate. You will be welcomed as a true confederate. Go forth with renewed vigor. In short time, you will see how the mission takes hold of one's spirits.
Alright, well, in the last episode we had found, I think, 3 vermin and crushed them. I know that you can find 3 in-game after doing some research, and I think all 3 of them are in the DLC there from those old hunters. Unfortunately, in order to conclude the quest with Valtir here, we need a total of 5, and the way to get the other 2 vermin appears to be limited to cooperative play. And I do really recommend it. You know, it's more fun to play with a friend. There are sources like Hunter's Bell on Reddit that can you can assist someone with a couple bosses, and you can do it at really any junction of the game you've already been to. The benefit it has is it has an effect here on this fight. Actually, I'm wrong. There are 2 more that we can get. Apparently, we can summon... well, I don't know how this exactly works. But I do know if we've concluded the quest for them, we can actually summon Valtir for this fight. But we do actually have a League member over in the corner over here in one of the Medeiros twins. I'm not sure if we would get a vermin from that or not. And then there's also apparently a League member that we can summon for the fight after Ludwig. Living failures, that would also give us a vermin. Now, I covered this in the last episode. What I'm doing here, though, is getting the maximum amount of return on blood vials before going to face Ludwig. Ludwig is a very challenging fight. In fact, all of the DLC bosses are very much on another level than the bosses in the main game. We're very ready to pretty much trounce the rest of the bosses in the main game, and all of them could technically be the final boss, so I've gone ahead and decided to go ahead and do the DLC. You can certainly outlevel them. We can do the farming for maxing out our preferred build and stat here, and there's our summon for if you need assistance with this fight on Ludwig, and there's nothing wrong with that. Ludwig is hard. It's one of the harder bosses for me to do. I actually am really pleased. You will see death this episode, but I didn't feel the need to cut out any of my fights with him or to trim them really in any way, because they're just so... It only took a few tries, whereas in the past this has taken me many tries before. Ludwig is very strong, and without further ado, let's go ahead and say hi to the hero of Yharnam.
Please help us. Alongside this, the great terror looms.
Say hello to the greatest hunter in the history of Yharnam. This is Ludwig, the one for which the most popular weapon used in Bloodborne, at least in vanilla, weapon was named, Ludwig's Holy Blade. And unfortunately has become corrupted by the blood and the curse, and is now a beast. He's very aggressive. He swings around flaily. I would argue that Phase 1 is actually harder than Phase 2. It's more wild, but really this is the spot. You want to get at his side right here, get a few hits in, and then getting behind him is also effective.
You were at my side all along. My true mentor, my guiding moonlight.
And here we have the true Holy Moonlight Sword. This is the weak spot for him is actually the opposite side. It's the right side I'm trying to get to here. Although I hadn't quite remembered that yet in this fight, and it's going to take me another try. He also did a charge shortly before when I was around his face in his first phase. That charge is probably his most dangerous move. But if you are, how should I put it? If you're in his legs, in his gut, he's very unlikely to do that charge. And if he does do that charge, it's just you're getting unlucky. I know I die to a second phase here, but it really is one of the easier of his phases. It's more predictable. The movements are easier, and a lot of the moves are much more punishable. Now, I break my rule here, but I never break the rule of at least taking the 5 vials. But it does take a while to kill those, Cthulhu executioners. But you should at least always get rid of the dick move hag there, who's just there to be a dick move, and then get your 5 vials from the guy banging on the wall there. Very nice of him to give that to us. Now here you're going to see me not do so well in the first phase, but he starts off with the charge and he darts to the left. Well, that's it's a jump attack. And I get the head here. Now, he's very prone to actually charge when you back up like that. You can also jump on the roof and hang out for a while. Spamming roll will usually get you through that. Not that I recommend it. I don't really get to show off there, but he can in fact climb on the ceiling, kind of like Spider-Man. Here's his flail attack. Now let's talk about more of the lore of Ludwig. Like I said, he's the greatest hunter to have ever lived or hunted, and his Moonlight Sword is the basis for Ludwig's Holy Blade. He is a legend around town, and he fell. He fell from grace, and it's one of the biggest secrets of Yharnam that Ludwig, the greatest hero, has fallen to the scourge, to the disease, is no longer the greatest hero. And currently that is the big secret we are made to understand here. I think this is the fight where we get it, and it goes pretty well. I get under him, get my charge attack in, and I do hit the face, which prompts a lot of damage, but I don't get my blood stagger for bonus damage. I think we still get that here, though. So, because that exploded in blood or whatever, it does a little bit more damage. Now here you really do want to get to his right. That's the weak side for him here. It's the opposite side of what he's weak on in original Bloodborne, and we can get the stagger. Because we've invested in skill and we're wearing the claw runes, we can just basically take off the rest of his health without much worry. And somehow, we've made Ludwig easy. It is a glass cannon approach, but quite frankly, fighting Ludwig, you're going to be made of glass. Ludwig's very strong, does lots of damage, and attacks very quickly. And I think the only counter for that is to be very strong and be able to counter his great amount of damage with your own. Now, he's given us the guidance rune here, which I actually just have misunderstood what it does. I thought it would show off more hints and signs and things like that, similar to how the spell guidance does in the Souls games. However, what it does is it boosts your rally potential, so allows you to maybe be some form of tanky. I'm not really sure. Let's talk to him.
Good hunter, have you seen the thread of light? Just a hair, a fleeting thing. Yet I clung to it, steeped as I was in the stench of blood and beasts. I never wanted to know what it really was. Really, I didn't.
We can somewhat calm him down and get a different dialogue from him if we wear a familiar garb, a church garb, and we do have a set like that. I'm going to go ahead and just put on Gascoigne's set. And that should give him that familiarity and comfortableness to ask us different questions. And let's go ahead and see what those are.
Tell me, good hunter of the church, have you seen the light? Are my church hunters the honorable Spartans? I hoped they would be. Oh my! Just as I feared. Then a beast-possessed degenerate was I, as my detractors made eminently clear. Does the nightmare never end?
We can put him out of his misery and get his sword. You can answer yes, he'll pass on and give you his sword. Or we can leave it to Simon, who I think Simon very much looked up to Ludwig as a hero. He lived as a hero, or Simon really give us his perspective on that as a more personal approach than rather what the town reputation for Ludwig was. Without much further ado, let's see what Simon has to say on this topic.
Oh, he's well and truly gone now. A tragic figure. But he will shame himself no longer. He died with his ideals untarnished. He was a true hero, and earned that much at least. Here, this is Ludwig's guiding light, the blinding thread that led and misled that consummate hero, a poor brute.
And here we get the Holy Moonlight Sword. If you're doing an arcane build, this is very strong. Simon clearly is personally touched by this, and Simon's the one that appears to have put him out of his misery on behalf of us. So we've discovered all the secrets, well, let's see what Simon has to say on that front.
Do you know why the hunters are drawn to this nightmare? Because it sprouted from their very misdeeds. Things that some would rather keep secret. A pitiful tale of petty arrogance, really. High time someone exposed the whole charade. Now, go on ahead. You seek nightmares and the secrets within, do you not?
So Simon's letting us know that there is, in fact, more to discover. And, well, we'll learn more about what Ludwig was hiding from us on the next episode of the Bloodborne Effective Run. Thank you for watching. Stay safe and have a wonderful day.